Senator, I've confirmed that there's a grand jury investigation into this billboard deal, and you're involved in this deal. My question is, did you do anything wrong to help this company skirt rules and get their permits?
The short answer is no. The real answer is a constituent came to me with the problems with the bureaucracy in Tallahassee. And all I did was say, return a phone call.
Now, is there, you're helping a constituent here. You're also chairman of the House Transportation Committee at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there...
That's roads, bridges, and ports.
Sorry?
Roads, bridges, and ports.
Yes, sir. I mean, do you have to be careful there about helping constituents who have business before the Department of Transportation, who have issues before your committee?
I see no difference in helping a person that has a transportation issue or health issue or an issue dealing with job employment or with DBPR as far as that's concerned. All the issues are the same. The particular committee that I serve on was appointed to me by the Speaker of the House at that particular time, and all I did was serve in the capacity as chairman of that committee.
Should you have done anything differently here in this situation when you received a phone call from, as you put it, a constituent?
Absolutely not.
Did you have a relationship with this constituent before receiving this phone call? I mean, this isn't just a normal, this isn't just an average constituent calling up. I mean, this is someone who's...
All of my constituents are average constituents that call me. Mm-hmm. They're folks that's just like me, that I represent. It's folks that work for a living. It's folks that need help to cut through the bureaucracy and the red tape in Tallahassee.
You would have made the same phone call, gone to the same lengths for a constituent who may have not contributed the same...
Let me tell you something. I have changed Florida law to see that one man that's 67 years old be allowed to pursue his occupation for 5 more years in order to draw a 20-year retirement from the state. And I have never met the man personally to this day. Mm-hmm. But yet I did change Florida law under Jeb Bush's administration to actually allow that man to go ahead and fulfill his 5 years to retire with a 20-year retirement. Was that wrong? Was that the wrong thing to do? No, it wasn't. And I'd do it again. Just as I would do everything the same that I done this time, I'll do it next time, and the next time, and the next time. As long as my constituents send me to Tallahassee to represent them, I'm going to represent them in the best way that I know how.
I'm sorry, I don't know the case you're referring to under the Jeb Bush administration. That was a constituent?
That was a constituent that I have never met. I've received one phone call from him, but I never met the man. To this day, I've never met the man. And I wish I could remember what the man's name is. Mm-hmm. But as with all issues, once I have addressed the issue, I put it aside because I've got too many issues on my plate, and so I get to them as quick as I possibly can.
Okay. So then there's no reason for, you don't believe you're a target of this investigation?
You would have to ask Mr. Meggs that.
You are vice chairman of the House Transportation, have a chairmanship in the Senate. Are those should you relinquish those while this grand jury investigation?
Of course not. What, for helping people? If we did that, then we would never have any chairs to have any committee meetings, because we're all assisting folks at different points in time. And if a chair gave up his position, then we'd never get anything done.
When you made the phone call to help this constituent, is this what you expected to happen? That they would? Are you satisfied with what did happen? That they received the permit? That they received, more than 100 some permits?
That was up to the Department of Transportation. All I did was say, call the man back.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
You're an expert though in transportation issues and the DOT. Are you satisfied?
No, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything. I just do my best to get around to help the folks.
Fair enough.
I do whatever I need to do to help folks.
Fair enough. As chairman of the House, former chairman of the House Transportation Committee, as vice chairman of this committee,
Mm-hmm.
Are you satisfied with what the DOT did in this instance?
That's up to DOT.
I understand it's their decision, but
Mm-hmm.
are you satisfied with what happened?
Well, it's not a decision that I should make. That's a decision that DOT administration should make on what they need to do. That's nothing to me. All I was doing was trying to cut through the red tape by allowing a constituent to receive a phone call back that he'd been trying to get for an extended length of time.
Okay. Is your billboard bill going to come back this year?
Well, it's not necessarily my billboard bill. I filed a standalone bill, but ultimately the language wound up placed in the transportation bill, and it finally died and didn't go through. Now, whether the chair makes that decision to put that information back in there, that's totally up to the chair, or up to the committee as a whole, or up to the Senate as it goes through the process.
Yes, sir. Will you ask to put that language in the bill, or?
Well, it wasn't my language to put in the bill to start with. That was an issue that was brought to us by, I believe the man's name was Mr. Little, that was over the FOAA, and he actually brought that language, and the chair asked me would I include that language, run it as a standalone bill, and then ultimately it wound up into the transportation package. So it's not my language. It doesn't deal with moving farm equipment down the road.
Okay. Anything else you need to talk about in this issue? Do you have anything else you want to say?
God bless America, and God bless the state of Florida, and God bless my constituents at home.
Okay.